Let's be honest, we all want more money. And that's not a bad thing. It pushes us to work harder, build businesses, and create opportunities. That drive has lifted millions out of poverty and changed lives for the better. But here's the danger. When the hunger for more turns into desperation, when it tempts you to cheat, to lie, or to cross lines you can't uncross, that's when money stops being a tool and becomes a trap. And we've seen it happen again and again. People with more wealth than they could ever spend. People who had already made it, admired and respected. By every measure, they had won. But it wasn't enough. They reached for just a little more. And that choice cost them everything. Not just fortunes, but freedom. Not just titles, but trust. Not just power, but the people who mattered most. And here's the truth. It can happen to anyone. Even you. Because when more is never enough, the line between ambition and self-destruction becomes razor thin, and crossing it can cost you everything. In this video, we'll uncover the lesson that could save you from that same fate, and help you protect the wealth, freedom, and peace of mind you already have. Author Joseph Heller once attended a grand party hosted by a billionaire on Long Island. The estate was massive, rolling lawns, a private beach, cars lined up like a showroom, and servants carrying silver trays of champagne. Everywhere you looked, it was a showcase of wealth. As Heller mingled among the crowd, someone leaned in and said to him with a smirk, "You know, this billionaire made more money yesterday than you have in your entire career from your book, Catch-22. The comment was meant to annoy him. After all, Catch-22 was a global bestseller, a book that made Heller famous. And here was one man, earning more in a single day than all of that lifetime achievement. But Heller didn't flinch. He didn't argue. He didn't look insecure or envious. Instead, he calmly replied, "Yes, but I have something he will never have. Enough." That single sentence silenced the room. In those words, Heller revealed something powerful. He wasn't comparing his bank account to the billionaires. He wasn't playing the same game. Because real wealth isn't about the size of your fortune. It's about knowing when what you have is already enough. Heller had peace of mind. He had satisfaction. He had contentment. And that was something no amount of money could buy, not even for a billionaire.
On the other side, there's Rajat Gupta. His story didn't begin with wealth or power. He was born in Kolkata, India, and grew up in modest circumstances. Through hard work and brilliance, he made it to the Indian Institute of Technology, then to Harvard Business School, and eventually rose to the very top of the business world. Gupta became the head of McKinsey & Company, the most powerful consulting firm on the planet. He was admired, respected, and trusted. Beyond that, he sat on the boards of companies like Goldman Sachs and Procter & Gamble. He had connections with world leaders and was even involved in global charities. His net worth? Over $100 million. By every measure, he had made it. From poverty to power. From obscurity to influence. He had everything most people could ever dream of. But for him, it wasn't enough. Gupta wanted more. He wanted to move from being just influential to being truly wealthy, on the level of the billionaires he advised. And that desire pushed him to cross a line. He began leaking inside information from board meetings, private details about investments, secrets that no one else was supposed to know. In the short term, it seemed clever, a quick way to make millions more. But the truth always surfaces. The FBI caught him, the courts convicted him, and in a moment, his decades of hard work collapsed. The man who once had the respect of presidents and CEOs was now a prisoner. His reputation destroyed, his freedom gone, his legacy shattered. And all for what? Not survival, not need, but simply because what he already had never felt like enough. Then there's Bernie Madoff. For years, Madoff was a symbol of success on Wall Street. He was respected, admired, and trusted. He had built a legitimate business as a market maker and financier, and he was wealthy enough to live more than comfortably. By all accounts, he had already won the game. But for Bernie, even that wasn't enough. He wanted more money, more power, more admiration. And to get it, he created one of the largest frauds in history, a $65 billion Ponzi scheme. At first, it worked. Investors flocked to him, from wealthy individuals to charities, even celebrities and institutions. Everyone wanted to put their money with Bernie Madoff. He promised steady, safe returns year after year. He seemed untouchable, the genius who never lost. But it was all a lie. Behind the curtain, there were no profits, just money from new investors paying off the old ones. An empire built on deception. And here's the tragic part. He didn't need to do it. He already had enough to live a life of comfort and respect. But greed blinded him. The hunger for more drowned out the satisfaction of what he already had. When the financial crisis of 2008 hit, the scheme collapsed. In a matter of days, billions of dollars vanished. Families lost their life savings. Charities were wiped out. Trust was shattered. Madoff went from being one of the most admired men on Wall Street to one of the most hated. He was arrested, sentenced to 150 years in prison, and spent the rest of his life behind bars. His fortune? Gone. His freedom? Gone. His family? Torn apart. His legacy? Forever destroyed. Bernie Madoff could have lived in comfort, surrounded by respect, with more than enough to last generations. Instead, his desire for more consumed him and left him with nothing. So what do we learn from all of this? Always wanting more can destroy what you already have. Think about it. Gupta had wealth, influence, and respect. Madoff had power, success, and comfort. But their hunger for more made them risk everything. And in the end, that desire didn't add to their lives, it destroyed them. The lesson is simple. Protect what you've already built, because losing it all in the pursuit of more is never worth it. That is why you need to define the point where you say, "This is enough for me." If you never set that boundary, you'll keep chasing endlessly, no matter how much you achieve. And that chase will never end, because there will always be someone richer, someone flashier, someone ahead of you. True wealth is knowing the point where you stop running and start living. Just as important, never risk your reputation, your freedom, or your relationships for extra money you don't actually need. Those are things money can't buy back once they're gone. A ruined reputation, broken trust, or lost freedom has destroyed people who once had everything. And for what? A little bit more. That's not just a bad trade. It's the worst trade you could ever make. And remember, beyond a certain level, money doesn't add more happiness. It often just adds more stress. Once your basic needs are covered and you live comfortably, piling up more zeros in your bank account won't make you more fulfilled. What makes life meaningful is security, peace of mind, and the people you share it with. Money is a tool, not the end goal. The truth is, wealth is not just about what's in your account. It's about what you choose not to risk, what you choose to protect, and knowing when you already have enough. If this message resonated with you, hit the like button, subscribe for more insights on the psychology of money, and share this video with someone who needs it. And if you're ready for the next big lesson, the mind-blowing power of compounding, click right here. That's where money goes from simple to extraordinary.